Hi, welcome to my channel, Takoyaki Tarot. It's actually 7:37 in the morning right now, but today is June 13th, Thursday, 2024. So before I get started, I want to remind anyone that's watching that these messages are not going to resonate with everyone, and that's okay. If they resonate with you, get you clarity, great. If it does not, then to force it to be your story. Whew. Okay, so I'm gonna start pulling cards. So good. Hold on, my phone's ringing. Okay. So I would say overall, the energy for me today is pretty good. Like it just feels freeing, I guess, is the best way I can put it. Yeah, it feels freeing. Yeah, I have a little bit of bedhead going on. So I just like woke up, brush my teeth, make coffee. So, you know, wash your face, Vaseline. My phone's gonna end up ringing again, so I'm gonna pause it though. You know what? I realized I could also mute my videos. That's too much. I would like one, please. They're like, no, you're gonna get what we give you. It's not one. So you could have sacrificed something. Hold on. Okay. So yeah, I was talking about how you could have like had to sacrifice something. I'm not talking about like blood and gore and things like that. I'm talking about like you had to like give something up, right? For the good of your highest self, your future, right? I read the card in a second. Hold on. That's crazy because when you do that, or if you've done that, then it will literally free you up to the gifts and the wonders, signs and wonders. So there's something that's trying to trick you. When I hear signs and wonders, I think of like false prophets. But I'm not going to get into that. We're going to get into the good stuff, right? So, And it's literally freeing you up to like the blessings and the abundance that God has in store for you, right? So you could have done this. So what I mean about sacrificing something, it could just be like your old self, like giving up living and operating out of your traumatic self. You know, like when people have, like when people like go through like traumatic experiences, blah blah blah, and then they let that traumatic experience kind of like run them because they haven't healed from that traumatic experience, right? Out of like survival or like a lack of mindset or fear, anxiety, depression, abuse, whatever trauma it is, right? Neglect, abandonment, whatever, betrayal. That's a lot. Saying it out loud is actually a lot, right? It just stacks upon stacks. But by letting that go, you could be getting stacks upon stacks, right? I'm hearing money, 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 money. But so yeah, so you could have just like let that version of yourself go. That could be like a sacrifice. For some of you, it could just be giving up a way of living, giving up. So there are some people who like they have like an old clunky car, but they hold on to that car because of the memories. But that clunky car could either be worth a lot to like the right buyer, or getting rid of that clunky car while they have an opportunity for an even better, more reliable, more stable, more car. You know what I'm saying? It's just, are you willing to give up your clunky car? So it's kind of like, are you willing to give up your clunky self? I feel like it's more about self for a lot of you, but for others of you, it could be like getting rid of your car, not wanting to get rid of it because of the memories, or like that house, or like that relationship, or whether it's romantic or platonic. And if you don't know what platonic is, it's just a relationship. Anybody can have a platonic relationship in a work environment, in a business, within families, friends. Hopefully it's families, but we're not getting into that. Platonic is just a relationship that has no romance, no nothing like that. It's just a friendship only, right? So anyway, so the cards that came out, so that's why in the beginning of the video I talked about a freeing feeling, a feeling of like being free. So you could have freed yourself from something by sacrificing whatever this thing was for you, collective. For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life. Right? So God sacrificed his Son for the world, humanity, right? That's what he did. So that humanity could take delight in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. Psalms 37:4. So you, by sacrificing whatever God told you to sacrifice, get rid of, move forward from. And he was not saying that. God's not saying that, oh, just do this to do this. No, God's saying that you need to get rid of the old so I can help you bring in the new that is already for you, right? Take delight in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart, right? So that could be anything. It could be a new car. Get rid of your old car for a new car. Get rid of your old house for a new house. Get rid of your old relationship for a new relationship. Get rid of your old job for a new job. Old environment, new environment. Your old self for your new self. So you would take that how that resonates, collective, all right? False prophets, signs and wonders, false prophets. There's a Bible verse talking about false prophets, and it coincides with signs and wonders. So there's that tricky thing in the background. It's in the background. There's a Bible verse about signs and wonders. Okay. Hold on. Okay, so this is where it gets tricky. You know how I kept saying how there's like something tricky in the background? Alright, so this is what's going on for you. You did what God told you to do. Get rid of that thing, sacrifice that thing, whatever, right? There's something in the background. I don't know if it's like a karmics, demons, dark witches, whatever. It's like they're trying to confuse you. Because, I mean, there's a lot of verses in the Bible that talks about signs and wonders, but the only two that are really coming to me right now is the one, John 4:48. It says, unless you people see signs and wonders, you will never believe. Alright, so I feel like that's where you're coming in. You're seeing the signs and wonders and you're believing, right? There's like a, and then the other one that's coming to me is talking about how like false prophets were putting out signs and wonders to lead people astray, lead them away from the path of enlightenment, lead them away from the Most High God. That's the tricky thing that's in the background. So if someone could be like trying to trick you or hoping that you are able to be led astray. So there's something about sheeps here. So you could be like that black sheep that just does its own thing and you're not part of like the, I don't know, I'm hearing the cult, but it's not C-A-L-L. It's a C-U-L-L. I feel like that means like a reaping or something. Hold on. Select from a large quantity obtained from a variety of sources. Wow, yeah, a cull. It's like a selective slaughter of wild animals. So, okay, alright. So, you were supposed to be led astray by false prophets or false signs and wonders collected. You were supposed to be led astray with like a large number of people or sheep, right? You were supposed to follow them because they were being led to a cull, C-U-L-L, which is basically for like slaughter or like the ending of their immortality or something like that, or like the ending of their freedom, the beginning of like it's just for slaughter. So here you are, this black sheep. You have true faith, you had true belief in the Most High God, so you were able to see true signs and wonders. So if whatever this false prophet or dark witch or demon or whatever they were trying to do to get you to follow the false signs and wonders, it didn't happen. It didn't work. You, being this black sheep, you separated yourself from the pack or the sheeps or whatever, and you avoided a cull, a slaughter, a trap, an ending. And because of that, I also feel like for a lot of you, these blessings and abundance that you're going to be enjoying, for some of you it could be with like a select people, whatever, but I feel like for a majority of you it's just going to be by yourself. But it's not truly by yourself because it'll be you being separated, right? You being this black sheep, you're separated, and you're going to join a whole new group of people who have also been separated from their previous groups or their previous environments or their previous jobs or their previous whatever, right? So it's not like you and are truly going to ever be alone, because it's like a bunch of people that have been picked and taken from this group and this group and this city and that place and that country and that, and they're all going to be put together to enjoy blessings and abundance. It's going to be, you're being separated by yourself, but you're going to enjoy it together. Does that make sense? Does that look good? Right? So it may sound like, if you're watching it from like a, if this doesn't make sense for you, this probably doesn't resonate for you. But it's not like you're going to be by yourself, like, because it does no good to have a huge mansion and you're in it by yourself, right? But that's not the case. It's like a bunch of people in the collective are being taken from toxic, horrible, bad, stagnant environments and being put together in one place. It's kind of like a bunch of people are being taken from like the wildlands, or like, oh my gosh, the Book of Eli. Alright, you ever see the movie The Book of Eli with Denzel Washington? He is such a handsome man. Alright, so The Book of Eli is a really good movie. You need to watch it, blah, blah, blah. So he is Denzel Washington. He plays a character. He's blind, but nobody really knows it, right? But he has a mission, and he just talks about how like the mission is like God told him about this, blah, blah, blah. Like he just has to go from one place to the next place, right? And he's like a messenger of God. And as he's traveling the wastelands, the barrens, right? It's just karmics and toxic people and thieves and liars and R words, and just, so he goes through all of that, battles, fights his enemies, blah 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 blah, and he gets to the ending of the movie is where he ends kind of his mission, and it's kind of like an abundant land, right? Because there's green grass, there's food, there's clothing, water. He had to deliver the word of God, but it had to be him, because he was blind. It had to be him, right? And the reason why that is because, I mean, I feel like the reason why that is because he was blind. The Bible that he had was in Braille. If you don't know what Braille is, it's basically the language that is written for people that have sight-seeing disadvantages. Alright? So it's like the little bumps on paper, or like if you ever go to like an elevator, it'll say floor up, and then you see the little bumps on there. That's Braille. Alright? But the book was in Braille. And the reason why I feel like it had to be him, because as he was making his journey, there was another man that he came across, and he was trying to like get some sort of control over his wicked town, but he was going to use that by abusing the word of God, right? But when he stole the book from Denzel Washington's character, he couldn't use it because the book was in Braille, right? So it was like there was this man who was trying to use the word of God to bring out false signs and wonders, to lead his people astray. But Denzel Washington, being the only one, because he was by himself, he was on this trail, on this journey by himself, the black sheep, right? And he was just, he had true faith in his heart, and he knew from the very beginning like what he had to do. He was not going to let anything or anyone stop him, right? And at the end, he got to just stop fighting and finally relax and like deliver his message. And right in the beginning there was light, or was it in the beginning there was God? Oh no, in the beginning there was darkness, and then God said let there be light. So yeah, Cavern of Secrets. Unveil the hidden wonders within the shadowy depths of enigmatic secrets and concealed wisdom. Unveil the hidden wonders within the shadowy depths. So So Denzel Washington's character had to go through the wastelands. I call it the wastelands, right? He had to go through the wastelands. Of enigmatic secrets and concealed wisdom. There was also this character that, had he not taken that path or stopped at that town, there was a character that he ended up saving, which was played by Mila Kunis, right? And she ended up finding faith and believing in God. Like, there was already goodness in her. It's just, so I feel like for a lot of you, collective, you could have already had this innate sense of goodness. You just did not know what to do with it or how to navigate it or what it was. And that's why I feel like it's so easy for people who have innate goodness to follow false signs and wonders when they don't even know if there is a God, or if they believe in God, or if they can believe in God. Alright, that's why you need to know where you stand when it comes to your faith, your bedrock, right? So Mila Kunis' character, she had like goodness, right? She just didn't know what to do with it, what it was, blah, blah, blah. But then she met Denzel Washington's character, and then that's when she was like, oh, okay, now I know what to stand up for, now I know what to fight, now I know what to do, right? Unveil the hidden wonders within the shadowy depths of enigmatic secrets and concealed wisdom. So you had to really, 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 really go deep within yourself. So now you could like have, I'm hearing like the holder or like the bearer of secrets and wisdom. But you can only do that when you get rid of and sacrifice all that trauma, that negativity, that pain. You have to get rid of that. Because if it's there, you're not going to be able to like tap into like the secrets within you. So I feel like this is more like a yourself collective. Okay. Ocean of possibilities. Navigate through the boundless ocean of possibilities where horizons whisper of untold opportunities and plentiful paths. That's what it says, plentiful paths. See? Plentiful paths. Yeah, so this is what you are on right now. This is what's happening. Ocean of possibilities. Navigate through the boundless ocean of possibilities, right? Where horizons whisper of untold opportunities and plentiful paths. It says, take delight in the Lord and he will give you the desires of your heart. So yeah, you're definitely, you're doing what you have to do. You did it. Turn the page. You did it. Embrace new chapters with curiosity. Openness paves the path to wisdom. Yeah, you had to really, 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 really go deep. I'm talking deep. And it's crazy because I talked about this like a year and a half ago, where I had a bunch of dreams where I was like in caves and things like that. And like I would go in these caves with like lanterns, and like I would be able to like get out to the other side, and flashlights and shit like that. So in a way, it's kind of like you had to go deep within yourself and figure out like why things are the way they are, why you are the way you are, why you operate the way you operate, why you react the way you react, and henceforth and so on and so on. And then by doing that, you're going to be able to have a bunch of like aha moments. Like all these light bulbs are just coming up like aha, eureka, I know, I understand, right? Enigmatic secrets, concealed wisdom, right? So now that you've done that, now you're in this era of ocean of possibilities, right? Because I feel like by going through this cave, you're allowing this ocean of possibilities to like, you have to go through the cave, It's kind of like, you know how like Dora has like these, when they open the map, there's like 3 things that they have to do. Like cross the bridge, climb the mountain, big red chicken, right? It's kind of like there's like 3 things that they have to do, 3 main things they have to do before they get to like their end goal. Grandma's house, cross the bridge, over the mountain, grandma's house, right? Things like that. So you had to go through the cavern deep within yourself, cross the ocean of possibilities, and now you're here. Embrace new chapters with curiosity. Openness paves the path to wisdom, right? So you had to do those things, and now you're in this era of take delight in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart, right? So now you're being placed where you can enjoy the desires of your heart, because maybe before, even if you got the desires of your heart, you couldn't enjoy them, because it's like you got all this negativity, muck, closed-mindedness, whatever, right? So couldn't really enjoy it. So this is pretty good. I like it. Very nice, collective. So you've done the work. You're doing the work. Yeah. This is great. I like this reading. I would say this is one of my favorite readings thus far. It says, thank the universe. Thank the universe, which would be like God and, you know, the Most High. Angels, ancestors. I'm also hearing something about Cosmic Alliance, right? There's something about Cosmic Alliance. Says multiple Cosmic Alliances. So, and I've mentioned this before, how like the universe is like, it's like a cosmic alliance, right? That have like conspired for you, not against you. It's crazy because I feel like I know exactly what this is. The universe thanks you. Oh, that is so sweet. So it's kind of like, you're like, thank you, universe. And the universe is like, no, thank you. Right? It says, thank the universe. The universe thanks you. Thank you, universe. No, thank you. So it's like you're thanking the universe for this beautiful opportunity. But the universe is like, no, thank you for doing what you had to do out here. Right? And thank you for doing the work in areas and places and where we couldn't do the work. So thank you. And you're like, well, thank you for doing the work where I couldn't do the work. And they're like, no, thank you. No, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Right? That's funny. You're welcome. I love this so much. Oh, there's something about your vibration rising. Unwilling to change because they are scared. That's the sheep. Those are the sheep. Those are the sheep that you had to be separated from, that you were told to, like, listen, if they don't want to change, that's not your, that has nothing to do with you. That's not, do you want to change? Yes. Okay, so then this is what you need to do. This is where you need to go. This is what you need to get rid of, blah, blah, blah. So that way you and I can work together, sort of like in a symbiotic relationship, to bring you this abundance that you are supposed to have, right? But you can't be around people who don't want to change. It says unwilling to change because they are scared. Unwilling to change because they are scared. So you had to literally separate yourself from a group of people. Like, I keep seeing sheeps. Like, just sheeps. You know, you ever see, I feel like I talked about this before. You ever see a video of sheeps, right? And the sheeps are in a massive open field, right? But there's like there's a fence here, and like an opening, right? Instead of the sheep going around, the sheep would go through that tiny opening. The sheep will go through that tiny opening instead of just being free or going around. These people, they feel like they need to be led, and they would follow anything as long as they can be together, look the same, be the same, be led. Oh, well, they're going that way, so I too should go that way, right? It's like that. Meanwhile, you're just like, even though they're going that way, that doesn't feel right. There's something not right about that, right? It looks good, but it doesn't feel good. It looks clean, but it doesn't feel clean, or whatever the case it is, right? False signs and wonders. So these people are following, have followed, or will follow false signs and wonders, and you, because you have true faith in the Most High God, you too are following signs and wonders, but it's not false. It's from the Most High. You're not following signs and wonders because these other sheeps are following signs and wonders. And it's kind of like, well, they're doing that, so I too should go do that. That's not real. You would only be doing that because you see everybody else doing that, right? That's why it's so important to make your own choices and be your own mind, right? People like this be like, oh, we should stick together and work together. Okay, but individually, we are still individuals. We still have our own minds. We can still individually make our own choices and blah, 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 right? Like, just because I feel like these people feel like you're supposed to be together and that's it. So you mean, and that's the thing, I feel like that was the danger with this group or this mass of people, whatever, because it's like, by following them to stick together unknowingly, with eyes wide shut and not questioning and not knowing and blah, 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 next thing you know, you're being led to the slaughterhouse. But you said I should follow you. Well, yeah, because I was following so-and-so, and so-and-so is following so-and-so. And so-and-so, it turns out the leader of the pack has their eyes closed. They don't even know. They're just, someone told them they should go to that place, and they're like, okay, everybody follow me. I'm being told to go that place. The next thing you know, all those sheep are getting slaughtered, right? Meanwhile, you're just like, that doesn't seem right. I think I'm going to go this way instead. And come to find out, this way is the land of plentiful paths. Spiritually fertile. Yeah, you are definitely spiritually fertile. You can literally, the Midas touch. If you don't know what the Midas touch is, the Midas touch, King Midas, he had like that golden thumb. Everything he touched with his golden thumb would turn to gold. So it's like everything you touch, everything your heart, it's really about your heart. Everything your heart touches, everything your faith touches, like, you literally bring it to life. You manifest it. Right? Someone's saying no. Broken bonds. So you had to break bonds with these people who are unwilling to change. Very simple. Someone is in denial because they keep saying no. My smile is authentic. That's you, collective. You're spiritually fertile. Your smile is authentic. You're thanking the universe. The universe thanks you. You're on the path of plentiful paths. Your wisdom. You know the secrets of the world. You know the secrets of faith. The secrets of manifestation. Blah, 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 blah. Right? And someone is saying no. There's like a group of people that's saying no, 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 no. It's like these are the same people that you broke bonds with. They're like in denial. They're saying no. They like to play the blame game. Oh. They like to play the blame game. So these are people that like to blame. Well, I was following so-and-so. Well, I was following so-and-so. Well, I was following so-and-so. Right? Come to find out, everyone's like gathering around the leader, and the leader is like, well, I had my eyes closed. I was just being told to do this. They don't know how to take accountability for anything. Whatever. Alright. So that's why you also had to be separated from these people, because if something is like these people would let themselves be led to the slaughterhouse, right? But then they would also turn around to you and be like, well, collective, if you knew, why didn't you say anything, right? They would also say something like that, and it's just like, I was following you. Yeah, but didn't you have a feeling? Didn't you say 500 miles ago that, you know, you had a feeling that this was not the right thing? Why didn't you speak up? Why didn't you say anything? And you're like, because nobody cared when I first spoke up. Nobody cared when I first said something. Nobody wanted to listen. Well, you should have tried harder. Now look at us. We're all on a chopping block. It's like, right? Darn if you do, darn if you don't. So that's why the universe is like, all right, just get away, right? Like, being around this is no good for you, right? Darn if you do with these people, darn if you don't with these people. So you might as well just darn if you don't. So you need to just be the black sheep and do your own thing. Altar. A sacred devotion, a worship skin deep rising from the ash, the waters you keep. I feel like this is for you, collective. There's something about pumpkins, and every time I see pumpkins in this deck, I think about your pumpkin, your sweetheart, your true love, your divine feminine or divine masculine, your match, your partner, right? Your divine union. So I feel like because of your faith and your devotion to yourself and the Most High, you're getting everything that your heart desires. For some of you, it could be a new car, a new house, a better job, an increase in finances, a love, a community, whatever. You're getting it. It's here. So, listen to the bells that are ringing, by the way. If you hear bells ringing, listen to that. Right? There's something very significant about the bells. Yeah, you see all those pumpkins? There's pumpkins there, and pumpkins there. I gotta get my nails redone. They're starting to like lift. Yeah, you see I already like lost a gem there. There's like a gem that's supposed to be, it's like that, but it like already fell out. So yeah, I gotta get these redone. Maybe I'll go like this weekend. Potions and spells. So there's potions and spells on the bottom of the deck, but in reverse. It says a pinch of this, a dash of that. Be sure you're sure before you call. So someone wanted to make it seem like you didn't know what you were talking about, or what you were believing in, or they were saying that like, oh, he doesn't believe in God, or she doesn't believe in God, or they were saying that whatever you were listening to or worshiping, it wasn't the Most High. But if that's the case, how come you're literally on your way to the slaughterhouse and the collective is free in a land of plenty of milk and honey? That makes no sense. Alright, let me get some tarot. I feel like this is like my happiest tarot deck because it is so cute. Like, look at that. This is so cute. Page of Wands. Okay, okay. Yeah, you're about to get a slew. I'm hearing a slew of good news. Good news. Great ideas. I'm also hearing something about messages, so you can, like, an abundance of messages is what I'm getting. So you could be like channeling like a mofo, or getting like messages from the Most High. You could be like really, really tapped in. Yeah, I feel like you're about to get a bunch of good news. You could also like be getting this now. This goes on top of thank the universe. The universe thanks you, spiritually fertile. For some of you, this is like you're getting like a bunch of brand new ideas and creativeness and blah blah blah. Right? There's also something in the early stages for you. It could be like a baby, a pregnancy, a project, a love, a relationship, the signing of something, like signing a lease, or signing a loan, or signing a mortgage, or something like that. It's something that's in the early stages, right? It's not like it hasn't. like it would be like it's here, right? How do I put this? So I feel like the Ace of Wands would be like a baby. The Page of Wands would be like the child. The Knights would be like teenagers, young adults. Kings and queens are adults. So there's something that's not a baby, but like still new. I don't know. Does that make sense? Does that look good? It makes sense to me. I mean, I know. But do you know? So yeah. So it's something that like it's already like it's not like it's just like something has already been established for you, right? It's just now that next phase. It's in the next phase. Why was that so hard? So it's in the next phase, right? You know how I talked about whenever I see pumpkins in this deck, it's like a sweetheart, a honey, pumpkin, like a love or whatever. This is the cards that came out is the Lovers and the Six of Wands. So you could be getting good news about a relationship, a love. People could also be, so you know how I was telling you how I kept hearing no. Like there's someone or people in denial about the fact that like they're hearing good news about you finding love, being in love. This could be with someone else or just yourself, like having balance with yourself, winning at life, having success, having a successful love, or you finally won and got your love. Whatever this is, right? It's a little bit of everything. But I feel like there's a bunch of people that are in denial. Like, what do you mean the collective's balanced? What do you mean the collective's winning? What do you mean the collective's successful? What do you mean the collective's happy? What do you mean the collective's got a love? What do you mean blah, 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 right? There's a bunch of people that are in denial. And they're also blaming each other for this too. Well, you said. Well, no, you said. Right? It's now I'm seeing Fred and George Weasley. What is it? And it's Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, right? And there's this one scene where, you know, certain classes, I think year 6 and 7 are the only ones, or is it year 6 and 7? Yeah, year 6 and year 7 students, which would be like 11th, 12th, are the only ones allowed to put their names into the Goblet of Fire. The Goblet of Fire being where they would put their name if they're being called to, you know, if they're a candidate for the tournament, the Triwizard tournament. So there's this, so students between year 1 and 5 are forbidden to put their name into the Goblet of Fire, right? Because of a new rule that's happening because of everything that's been going on in the world, blah, 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 right? So there is like this spell or something cast onto the Goblet of Fire so that certain students can't put their name into it. So Fred and George Weasley, they're twin brothers, right? They're Ron Weasley's older brothers. And they're, I think at the time, they were like in year 5. And Harry is in year 4. And the twins, they're like pranksters and goofballs and things like that. So they thought they found a clever plan to overpass the spell that the headmaster himself put onto the Goblet of Fire. Now the headmaster, he is like, to be the headmaster of Hogwarts, you have to be like a master wizard, right? Like, he's such a master where even Voldemort can't even beat him, right? Like, that's how, like, he knows some shit. Like, he's been around, right? So, so Fred and George Weasley thought that they were clever enough to come up with, like, a spell or whatever to confuse the Goblet of Fire, so that when they put their name into the Goblet of Fire, the Goblet of Fire would accept their name, right? And for a hot second, it did. And they're all cheering, and everyone around them is cheering, and they're like, yay, we did it, we fooled the Goblet of Fire, we won, we're candidates now, right? But come to find out, something starts happening with the Goblet of Fire. The Goblet of Fire ends up spitting out their name, and they get engulfed in, like, this flame, and Fred and George Weasley end up aging dramatically, right? They got, like, white hairs and beards and shit like that, and it's, like, so funny. Because then Fred and Weasley, they end up turning on each other. They go, Fred goes, you said, and then George goes, you said, right? Like, you said this would work, you said this would work. And then they start fighting. And it's so funny because it looks like two old men fighting each other, right? And they're just mad because their spell it backfired and it didn't work. So it's kind of like this. There's like this group of people, they're like arguing with each other because they were like, well, you said, right? You said this would work. You said we would win. You said we would. Look, we're going to the slaughterhouse. You said. No, you said. Right? So they're also blaming each other like that. And I also feel like they're in denial. Like, it can't be. The collective, it's got good news. They're on the land of plentiful. They're happy. They're balanced. They're winning. They're successful. Right? They've got community. They've got love. You said. No, you said. Right? So that's like that. So, like I said, this is one of my favorite readings thus far. I'm hearing keep hope alive. Now I'm hearing keep calm, carry on. So these people are fighting amongst themselves, blaming each other, arguing, scared, that chain, blah, blah, blah. All you gotta do is just keep calm and carry on, because you're in this Page of Wands, the Lovers, Ace, Six of Wands energy. Like, you're literally winning at life. You're happy, successful, got new ideas, new passions, new creative. Something is already, like, it's budded. Like, a rose, and it's a bud. Right? It's not like you have to plant the seed and wait for it to sprout and blah blah and blah blah, and then, like, you know, it's like this rose, it's like already starting to bloom. Six of Swords on the fence. Six of Wands, Six of Swords on the fence. Six of Swords on the fence on top of Cavern of Secrets. So someone wanted you to stay stuck in the past, or always be, to, like, never go deep within yourself and figure yourself out and why you are the way you are and what trauma led from this or what came from that or why this, like, somebody or these people, they never wanted you to do that. Because when you go through that cave that is deep, deep, deep within yourself, you have to face the monsters that you house within yourself, the demons that you house, the enemies that are hosts within, that you host within, right? Like, some people are an enemy to themselves. But somebody or these people, they didn't want you to do this because, like, by doing this, then you tend to uncover realizations, secrets, wisdom, blah, 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 right? So, I feel like with the Six of Swords on the fence, it was some sort of, like, this was a continuous process of making sure that you can't go forward, but you also can't exactly go backwards, that you're just stuck, right? So you can't heal yourself. And you can't go back to the beginning either, to where nothing happened to you, right? When there was no trauma. And then but you also can't heal from the trauma. So you can't go back to when there was no trauma, and then you can't go forward to where you can heal from the trauma. I feel like there was something put in place to like keep you in that stagnant process of like not going back to the beginning, but you also can't move forward from the present. Right? So I feel like what you just did, you can't go to the past and you can't go to the future. Work with what you got in the present. I feel like that's what you did. So it was like a process to keep you. I also feel like it was like a mind trick to keep you thinking that, oh, if I could just go back to the past, or like, oh, I just wish the future, right? Not realizing that there's so much that you can do right now in the present, right now. That's why it's considered a gift. Because if you can't go to the past and you can't go to the future, what can you do right now? Right? Well, what can I do right now? What, maybe if I should just start walking, if I start walking, eventually I will get there. And then next thing you know, you're like, oh, I'm getting somewhere. I'm making waves. And then you're just like, oh wow, I'm halfway there. Oh wow, I'm almost there, right? Because presently, with this gift that you are given, presently, you're utilizing that. You're utilizing the gift of the present. So I feel like there was also something like a mind trick or something to keep you thinking that you couldn't do anything right now. Just keep you stuck thinking on the past, of how things were before, or the worries and fears of the future, of what might be. Damn, I should have been a preacher or some shit. The devil reverse. Yeah. You definitely detached from a toxicity, a toxic state of being, a group of, I keep hearing state of toxicity. So it could be like a massive group of people, a way of being. You could also stopped being an enemy to yourself, and with a lover, started loving yourself, being one with yourself, finding balance with yourself, right? Because like I said, sometimes people are their own worst enemies, right? Four of Pentacles on the bottom of the fence, Wheel of Fortune. So yeah, I feel like you started holding back from what you needed to hold back from, and you let these people go, you let these things go, you let your devilish, obsessive, indulgent ways go, you let it go. With the Four of Pentacles reverse, you let all of that go, and now you're able to be in this Wheel of Fortune energy. You let it all go. And now there's people fighting because of this, because you let them go. By letting them go, you're able to be in this Wheel of Fortune, Six of Wands energy, and now they're fighting amongst themselves, blaming each other. You said, well, you said, right? I'm going to post that video on my community board now before I forget. All right, so this is the reading. If you want a personal reading, email me. Bye.